Okay, so we are live for the first time in probably a month or two. I don't know how long it's been. I'm gonna get some sharing going so that people know that I'm live. So for those who are viewing right now, please bear with me. I just want to let the community know that I am available. We're not gonna be here too long, but I wanted to make a couple statements and also give you all an opportunity to ask questions. We haven't done it in a while. And I've noticed lately that we've had a lot of new members to the community, especially on YouTube. So I'm thinking it's probably a good time to do a refresher on some of the information that we were putting out, months or years ago, actually. So to get started, I'd like to ask everybody to, hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't already. It's probably the best outlet for fasting information on the market right now. And that's not even me saying it. A lot of our members say that this is the best place to learn about fasting. What's going on? I'm seeing the chat is filling in. Okay, so somebody done already mentioned my shirt. All right, I'm glad you guys mentioned the shirt because that was part of the reason why I wanted to go live and let you know that I do have this new shirt available. The Health is Wealth. It's pretty easy to get. It's on Teespring. If you're on your cell phone watching the live stream, it should be easy. It's got the store right there for you to check it out. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about this design. I like it a lot. So I hope you all check that out. Grab a couple of shirts. We got hats too. We just got hats on the website. So that's a healthy alternative on Teespring if you're interested. Okay, so to get started, I wanted to first let me ask, can you all hear me? Is everything good? The audio and the visual? Is it all good before I get too deep into it? I know there's a little lag, so I'm just want to make sure that you all can hear me and see me well. Just comment for me real quick and then I'll move on. Okay. All right, good. Thank you. Appreciate that. Man, the lag in here is crazy. I got to figure out how to fix the lag. But so I wanted to first of all welcome all the new members to the community. I really appreciate the growth. We're almost at 90,000 members on YouTube. So that's pretty cool because my most recent milestone for YouTube was to get to 100,000 subscribers. So it looks like we'll hit that this year. Very, very excited about that. I'm not gonna lie, I would love to get that play button. So if you're not subscribed and you want to help us reach that 100,000 member goal, please hit that subscribe button. But I wanted to thank everyone in the community for your support and the kind words that have been, given to me in the comment section. You guys have emailed me. It's just, I really can't describe in words how warm the community is. I mean, especially being a YouTube community, you just don't expect that. And so kudos to you all because you got good vibration, good energy. And I feel it and I see it in the comment sections, people helping each other. The channel has grown pretty big now and I can't really get to the comments like I used to. So I appreciate you all helping other people, new members. All right. I wanted to quickly, I'm going to get to y'all your questions. So check this out. If you have questions about fasting, you could put them in the comment section. And after I kind of go over these first few things I want to talk about, I'll go back and answer the questions. Also, if you guys use the super chat, I'll make sure to get to your question. Sometimes the super chat doesn't show up, but if I see it, I'm going to get to it for sure. But yeah, the super chat gives you a better chance of getting it answered. All right. So I've been working on a book for the past 2 years, and more recently, the new year, I've been working on the book. And I just wanted to let you all know that it's going to be available this summer. So I'll be doing pre-sales on the book. I do want to let you all know I have a goal for the book to, I want to get on a bestseller list, and I'm really, really interested in getting the book far and wide. So just to let you all know, that's something that's in the works. It's going to be coming soon. I'm nearly about halfway finished with it. So I would appreciate y'all support. It's going to be a good book. I put a lot of information in it, and for those who've been following me for a while, you might pick up some new nuggets, some things that you missed along the way. Of course, it's going to be great to share with other individuals. So I'm very, very excited about that. Also it's summertime, and I've noticed that during summertime, the Fasting Academy as well as the YouTube channel, they both get a lot of attention. So I just wanted to let those who didn't know about the Fasting Academy, I want to let you know it's available. It's a several courses that I've put together in a class for you all. It makes all the information super comprehensive, easy to follow and digest. I have a 30-pound and 30-day weight loss challenge, as people call it. It's really just a weight loss course, but it hones in and teaches you how to lose weight, but also the fundamental principles that are going to make sure that you can keep the weight off. So the Academy focuses on lifestyle change. It's not a quick fix or anything like that. Even though you see the results quickly, the undertone is lifestyle change. So if you're having challenges with losing weight, if you've been yo-yoing up and down, or whatever the case may be, check out the Fasting Academy. It's a pretty solid community there, and the information is just it's really easy to follow, and it supports a healthy alternative in everything that I'm looking to do. So it's a win-win-win for everybody. I also wanted to let you all know, some of you have heard that we've been talking about essential oils in some of the videos in the past. Me and John started using essential oils back in September, so it's been almost a year now. We started a whole Facebook group for especially for the essential oils. It's called the AHA Essential Oils group on Facebook. I'm going to throw the link for it in the description box so that you guys can check it out. But essentially, it is it's what we're looking to do is teach you how you can replace the medicines, right? All of the medications that we're on with something like essential oils, which is you don't have any of the negative side effects of the medications that you typically would. So hopefully I got the correct link in there. See, let me double check and make sure I got the right link. But yeah, we're doing oils classes on a regular basis. Okay, wait, I put the link for the Cancun trip in there. Okay, that's another thing. You definitely want to check out the Cancun trip, because we're gonna be going to Cancun in November. I know everybody's been inside because of the quarantine, but we have not canceled our Cancun trip. So I just wanted to make sure y'all knew that we are still doing that. All right, so that's the link for the Cancun trip, and then here is the link for the AHA Essential Oils group. We're going to be doing regular classes and promoting that more and more. And I'm almost finished, y'all. Just want to make sure everybody likes, subscribes, shares. All right, so let's get into some of these questions I'm sure that you all have for me. I'm going to do my best to grab a few. Where you guys coming from today? I know usually I get people from all over the world, which is so cool. All right, I'm currently trying to get into intermittent fasting. Longest I have made it is 24 hours. Any tips? Yeah, I got a ton of tips for fasting. The interesting thing, intermittent fasting is actually designed as one of those preparation fasting methods. That's usually, I either talk about intermittent fasting for prepping for a prolonged fast, or you could use intermittent fasting for maintenance once you've kind of achieved your wellness goals, whatever that may be. But if you're having trouble even intermittent fasting, then what you want to do is really take a couple steps back and focus on hydration. Number one, that's always going to be key. And also dietary changes. Dietary changes, we're going to be talking about eating high water content foods. So as it relates to hydration, eating your water is probably the most optimal way to get your water, because all the fruit and vegetables have cellular water. That hydration is going to help you when you start fasting, mainly because, detox symptoms are pretty harsh when you're new to fasting. And what helps to mitigate detox symptoms is, number one, starting the detox process before you start fasting, which you do by hydrating, because water is a fundamental element of detoxing. You need water, you need hydration. And in addition to that, what you're gonna kind of do is, we're kind of used to eating dense foods, where our bodies are just used to eating dense foods, and we associate the hunger pangs and a lot of the digestive processes. We associate that with being hungry, and we associate it with needing to fill that void. But what's actually happening is it's the body digesting the food. So like when your intestines start making that gurgling noise, that's not you needing to eat. That's your intestines cleaning. So we need to change the associations of what we feel with the words and the terminology we use. And then we need to hydrate well. And then we need to eat high water content foods to get our body used to not only feeling satiated when we eat the dense stuff, but also feeling satiated when we eat the lighter stuff. So if you just focus on eating lighter foods, portion control with the foods that you eat that are detrimental, meat, dairy products, processed foods, and refined sugar, keep those to a minimal or eliminate those during the time that you're prepping. Eat more high water content fruits and vegetables. Throw some nuts in there, to help keep you satiated. Make sure that you're getting some nice fatty fruits like avocados, and then do that for a while. Okay, give yourself about 5 or 7 days to prepare, drink your water, and then attempt your intermittent fasting. Also, with the intermittent fasting, you want to make sure that you're doing probably, I would say you need to be doing about 18 hours of fasting each day. I know that it's very common that a lot of people promote that 16-hour window, but the 16-hour window leaves you a lot of leeway for making bad choices. So if you're not really strict with your eating, when you are eating during your eating window, you definitely want to shorten that eating window. So hopefully that helped you out a little bit with your question. Looked like I got a super chat. The super chat disappeared. Where did it go? I saw the super chat. I don't know if there was a question attached to it though. Wait a minute. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. I found your super chat. All right. Hello, how can I prevent bulking during intermittent fasting? Longest fast, 5 days, lifting weights, eating under 2,000 calories. How can you prevent bulking during intermittent fasting? I don't know if I completely understand when you say bulking. So you're talking about lifting. Obviously, when people are bulking, when they lift, they're gaining. But intermittent fasting helps to keep you trim. So I don't think I'm really understanding your question. I get, as far as I'm reading this, if you're bulking and you don't want to get bulkier while you're intermittent fasting, then you just want to extend your fasting window. Hopefully, I'm understanding your question right. Feel free to add some clarity if I didn't. But yeah, if you're not looking to bulk and you're doing intermittent fasting, then you just want to extend the window. You could also look at doing one meal a day. One meal a day will help keep you from bulking up if you're doing your fasting and lifting. Also, if you're looking to avoid like a lot of bulking, and this is, I say this with caution. If you're looking to keep yourself trim, you may want to incorporate some dry fasting. But I'm not going to get super in depth about the dry fasting, but I've got some videos talking about it. You just want to make sure to be careful not to overdo it with the dry fasting. If you're just starting off, maybe one day, 24 hours or whatever, that's good. OMAD or one meal a day would be good to help keep you trim. And I mean, even if you're eating, 2,000 calories or 1,500 calories, if it's in one sitting, if it's one meal a day, that should keep you all right. There's a guy, Dr. Amin Ra, who he's I think he does deadlifting championships or something. He's a vegan like bodybuilder type of guy. He eats 1,500 calories in one sitting, and he's pretty much practicing one meal a day. And he's a very strong guy, but he's not super bulky. Okay, I got another question, super chat. Do you think fasting can help with the dreadlock journey? And should we eat fruits without seeds? Do I think fasting can help with the dreadlock journey? Yes, 100% that fasting will help. Now, it really depends on what areas you specifically need help in, because fasting is not a silver bullet. Like, it's not going to help in every single aspect of everything all the time. My mom, who she's in her 60s, I guess. I don't know if she wants people knowing that, but she, at one point in time, her hair had started falling out and turning white, and we got her fasting. We also changed her diet, and within a couple months, her hair started growing back, and the color started coming back in. Oftentimes, if we're dealing with hair loss, thinning hair, that sort of thing, our diet can play a role. Nutrient deficiencies can play a big role. So fasting is going to help with those areas. There's other aspects of the hair that I have not really talked about yet, as I'm still researching and learning myself. But in the most recent interview I did with Kelly Starr, we talked about a lady named Barbara Frank, I believe her name was, who mentioned that we have these organisms. They're called mites. They're like microscopic, and they're on our body by the trillions apparently. And sometimes, I guess, they get out of hand with eating the hair, and that's where you start seeing the breakage and things like that. Also, nutrient deficiencies. So if your liver is not functioning well, if the colon and the intestines have the plaque and the mucus built up in your system, and you're not absorbing nutrients well, then these can all play roles in your hair, right? Fasting is going to help. But if you're finding that you're not seeing the results you need, you may need to look into doing some specific cleanses, whether they're colon cleanses or intestine, parasite cleanses, or any things like that. And then also you may want to look at some type of supplementation, which I'm not huge on supplementation. I keep it to a minimum as much as possible. But as I mentioned, essential oils are fantastic for supplementation because it's oil. Because if it's an oil, it penetrates into the skin and into the bloodstream really readily, also into the cells. And then also, in addition to that, something like a sea moss gel, a really high quality sea moss gel, would be good for you as well. Okay, so the second part of your question is, should we eat fruits without seeds? All right, here's my thing. No, we shouldn't technically eat fruits without seeds, okay? That's the technical answer. Now, realistically, it's hard to find fruit that has seeds nowadays. Most of the fruit from our grocery store is genetically modified, all right? So for those who don't know, if you're eating seedless grapes, it's genetically modified. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Nature doesn't create sterile food. Also, there's the misconception between organic and GMO. Just because something is organic doesn't mean it's not GMO. Okay, so you can have a organic grape that is seedless, which means it's been genetically modified. So in a perfect world, I'd say yes, stay away from all seedless fruits and vegetables. Those things are unnatural, and they do play a role in breaking down our immune system, and they're harmful to our body. Now, most of us don't have access to seeded fruit anymore. So you're either going to have to start growing it on your own, or if you could find a local food co-op or something like that, that would be good. Usually people grow their own food and it's natural and heirloom, because that's kind of like the benefit of growing your own food, is you could get the good stuff, the natural stuff. So if you can find a co-op or a local organic farmer who has heirloom stuff, or if you can go to the farmer's market and find it, great. What I will say is, while yes, eating the seedless or genetically modified stuff does have an impact on your wellness, and if you're dealing with major disease, I would suggest you stay away from that stuff as much as possible. I would say that, as far as I can tell, the GMO within itself, it's not something that you're going to see an impact, very readily. It's going to be a slow impact over a long period of time. So that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, we had another super chat. I think it maybe was the Balkan question again. Okay, he was saying, I'm OMAD and 2,000 is the most. Okay, so 2,000 calories is the most he eats, or they eat. Gaining in muscle weight, the body is shaping up, but I'm still gaining. Could it be genetic? Sorry for. No, you're cool. So you're having issues. Okay, so if you're continuing to gain weight and you're doing 1 meal a day, because even with 2,000 calories, you should be able to, lose weight, trim, tone up. So you want to focus on your digestive system. I might suggest that you do a long-term juice fast if you feel that you can. Juice fasting is pretty easy to do, comparatively speaking, in the fasting world. And if you have issues doing like regular juice fasting, you might want to consider juice feasting. Juice feasting is where you actually take in your daily caloric intake, but you do it through drinking juice. So you have to drink large quantities of juice. It's like a gallon of juice a day is what you would probably be drinking, or somewhere around there. And then I would suggest for that to do like orange juice or apple juice, something acidic. And so what the focus of the juice fast is, you'll be breaking down the plaque that's built up in your digestive system. Your elimination system doesn't seem to be working well, which is why you're gaining the extra weight. Now, there's no way for me to really answer your question completely in a forum like this, because you could be dealing with something energetic as well. And that's something that we don't often look for. You could be, oftentimes we think that our organs may be low functioning. Sometimes if your organs are over functioning, they need to be stabilized. So really, it's all about balance. Either of these issues that I mentioned could be what your underlying issue is. I think the best approach is probably just kind of like tick off each box as you go. So try the long-term juice fasting. Okay, you can still work out and do your daily activities, especially when you're doing the juice feasting, because your energy is still going to be high. Your detox symptoms are going to be minimal, but because you're drinking the acidic fruit juice, it's going to start breaking down the plaque. See, there's a statistic that Americans have anywhere from 10 to 20 pounds of excess feces in their system at any given time. That shouldn't be. When we eat, it should all come out, and it doesn't. So you may be bulking up for that reason. If you're consuming any type of protein shakes, or, even though you're only doing your 2,000 calories, if you're not eating well during the OMAD, that also could be part of it. I know when people are doing bodybuilding, lifting, and weight training, there's all this supplementation and things that they take. Any supplementation that you take should be from an herb source, something that's not processed or minimally processed. You don't want to be really dealing with like vegan shakes or protein shakes and powders and things like that. If you want to make something like that, make it at home. Make sure you're processing that at home. So, you want to stay away from, uh, if you're going to be eating meat and things like that, you want to be eating high quality meat, meaning you're probably going to need to go to a local farmer who feeds the animals vegetarian meals, and it's going to cost you more. And then you want to be staying away from the dairy products, because the dairy products are mucus forming, and they cause inflammation. And the bulkiness that you're seeing is inflammation. So that's why I mentioned the dry fasting as a technique to help keep the inflammation down. But dietary changes may be required as well. So hopefully that kind of gives you a few different things. No, it's not genetic. It has nothing to do with your genes. Genetics are often where we misunderstand genetics. What it really is environmental stimulus. So typically you pick up traits from your parents or your guardian or whoever you grew up with, their habits. And so we tend to have similar diseases or similar issues because we have the same habits as our family members. And that's what that really is. It's not really genetics. The new science has finally caught up to the ancient wisdom, which is understanding that genetics play a very small role in our health and wellness. Really, from what I can really understand about genetics, it really just plays a role in your appearance. But as far as, whether you're going to be healthy or not, that's completely up to you. Now, sometimes we could be born with issues and we would think that that's genetic as well. But keep in mind that a fetus, if a fetus is developing in a toxic womb, meaning that the mother is not well or healthy, and oftentimes we aren't, okay? This isn't, we aren't. And if the sperm from the man was toxic, then the baby is going to develop issues in the womb. Also, energetically, things can be passed on from the parents. So, and also the baby can experience trauma in the womb. So you can be born with things where you think it's genetic and it's not really. And the important part to know about that is we can change it. That's really the important part, because we've been taught that when something is genetic, you can't change it. And that's a lie. So you have control over everything. Let me see. I think I got all those super chats. See if I grab another question here. Oh, I kind of wanted to touch on this. Someone mentioned that they were very proud of me, my response the other day when I was being attacked by those who thought you were, when I was talking about the masks. I wanted to briefly touch on that, because a lot of people misunderstood that video that I put out when I was talking about the masks and everything. I wasn't mad. I just didn't understand, and I was more frustrated than mad. There is a very small amount of people who were upset at me for, that whole mask situation. Essentially, I went to a conference and I didn't wear a mask, and everyone at the conference decided not to wear a mask. And it was an advanced medical conference where we kind of learning about that. And, some people took it the wrong way. They thought I was upset or mad or, giving into negativity or something like that. And I wasn't. I literally was just trying to figure out, what everybody was so upset about. So I wanted to open a dialogue. So maybe came off the wrong way, but I appreciate the support and everybody who, messaged me and talked to me about that. In the future, I think I'll handle those sorts of situations differently, just because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. And, we don't focus on negativity on this channel, and that's not what my intention was. But I really just wanted to kind of talk it out and see if we could maybe understand each other a little bit better, which I think maybe some people did. Most people probably, still feel the way they feel about the whole mask thing. I did my best to show research, and if you guys go to the community posts, I posted about the mask some research. It's really simple to kind of look up and understand these masks. But yeah, but I appreciate the support that everybody gave me, privately and even in the comment sections. It's just one of the reasons why I love this community. Let's see. Yeah, I got my live access back a while ago. I just haven't been going live. Someone said you got your live access back. Okay, someone said I'm currently doing a 20-day fast. I'm on day 12, but feeling very sluggish and drained. Should I keep pushing? I don't like starting something and not finishing. Okay, this is a good question because it speaks to the mentality of a lot of individuals who they feel like, when you feel like, okay, if you're the type of person that feels like you don't want to start something and not finish it, understand that fasting is, it's not like it's not something you could force all the time. Okay, there's a lot of elements that play into whether you're going to be successful with a particular fast or not. Also keep in mind that if your goal is to do a 30-day fast and you only make it 12 days or 13 days, that's not a fail, right? You just didn't hit that particular goal. But when you say you're not completing something, you're not finishing something, where the failure would come into place is if you decided because you didn't hit your 30 days, you're never going to fast again because this don't work, right? Or you can't do it. That would be failing. That would be not completing what you started. So understand that fasting, it should be looked at as a lifestyle change. I don't teach fasting as quick fix or, hey, let's lose some weight real quick, or even, hey, let's reverse diabetes real quick, okay? Because that's not going to benefit you in the long run. It's got to be something that we look at as a lifestyle change. And when you think about it, if you've got a whole lifetime to perfect this thing or to complete what you finished, then, in this moment, if you don't complete your 30-day fast or whatever your goal is, you're not failing. You're not losing. It's just you're building. You're working towards the goal still. So it's really just a mindset shift that you have to have as it relates to that. Now, with you feeling really drained, that's very common. I've got a video where I talk about the detox symptoms from a fast. So feeling low energy is part of it. Also feeling extreme energy is part of it. Fasting is like a fingerprint, and every experience is going to be unique. Every fast will be unique. So it's hard to pinpoint exactly what you're going to experience. But if you want to kind of like perk yourself up, I mentioned the essential oils earlier because we suggest using certain oils during your fast to help you along the way. So peppermint, for example, is a great essential oil to use while you're fasting. It's not going to be a detriment to your fast. And if you need energy, you could just rub some peppermint on you could take some peppermint under the tongue, or you could rub it on the back of the neck, and that will help give you energy. Right. So, and that's just one example of how you could use, something like essential oils to help you with your fast. You could also do, a juice supplement. Okay. So get yourself some fresh squeezed juice and then have that while you're fasting or whatever. I know that you've probably determined that you want to do a pure water fast because that's what we talk about. And, that's often what people are pursuing. But if you need the energy because you have children or work or whatever the case may be, we have to be realistic about it sometimes. So if you need to supplement with a little bit of juice, do so. Just make sure it's fresh squeezed juice. Okay. Now, to help mitigate that in the future, put yourself in a position where you can fast and you can rest. Okay. So if you have to take vacation time from work or whatever the case is, maybe it's a good option if you're prioritizing your health. Take some vacation time and plan your fast during that time. I know oftentimes we want to use our vacation time to go party and have fun, but it's really just about what's more important to you. So that's just a suggestion. Okay, so we got Florida in the house, Arizona, Connecticut, Detroit, Virginia, Tennessee. Y'all from all over. The Bronx. All right, cool. London. Okay. Someone asks, hi, how do I feel about fasting with sea moss? I would say that That's fine. Okay. Understand that there's different types of fasts, right? Now, obviously, if you're doing a pure water fast, you're not using sea moss, right? Okay. But you could do a mono fast. You could do a mono fast and use sea moss. Um, sea moss gel is touted as, or sea moss is touted as one of those things that contains most of the minerals that our body requires for functionality. So it's a very minerally dense product. So it's mostly just water, right? So it has a very minimal effect on the digestive system. It also has the extra benefit of the minerals that most of us are probably lacking because of our diet and because we don't absorb nutrients well. So it's really a good option for doing a monofast. Now, for those who don't know, a monofast is just simply choosing one food item or one particular item to consume during that day or for that meal. And sea moss gel has got to be one of the best. If I just ignorantly wanted to say, it's probably the best. Definitely one of the best things that you could consume. So that's a good idea. People also do monofast with grapes, where you would eat only grapes. I've read of stories of individuals being deathly ill, the doctor saying, hey, we've done all we could do. There's nothing more we could do for you. And they went on a orange fast, right? Like an orange mono fast. They were just eating oranges and recovered within, a month or 2 months from being on death's door. So mono fasting is very, very powerful. You can use many different things. Yeah, it's really up to you. Yep, sea moss gel is a great one. Someone said, Chris, I don't have a gallbladder. So what I would say is, if you don't have a gallbladder, then it would be good for you to do the liver and gallbladder flushes, right? Because it's not just designed for the liver and gallbladder, or the gallbladder. It also is to revitalize the liver. So I would highly suggest that you look into doing the liver and gallbladder flushes. It's going to help support your liver, even though you don't have a gallbladder. And it's something that I would incorporate as a lifestyle. It's something because the liver is constantly going to need that support. And that's one way that you can do that. Okay, Morocco's in the house. I see you posted that several times. I'm sure you wanted me to shout you out. Cincinnati is watching. I consider Cincinnati my hometown, even though I was born in Michigan. But that's where I spent most of my life, in Cincinnati, Ohio. All right. Okay, I'm on a 10-day fast. My breath is horrible with white tongue. Will brushing my teeth help? Will brushing my teeth break my fast? Brushing your teeth will not necessarily break your fast. I would suggest you brush your teeth. Here's the thing. When I was using toothpaste, the first thing I did was I changed the type of toothpaste. I went to a natural toothpaste. You want to make sure that it doesn't have the fluoride and stuff like that in it. Most of us are familiar with the harmful chemicals in toothpaste. That's going to be all of your popular brands. They're all going to be like that. You got to look for a natural toothpaste. I've since then moved on to other methods, but in the interim, I was doing baking powder and food grade hydrogen peroxide. And I actually did a video talking about how food grade hydrogen peroxide helped tremendously with the detox tongue, which is what we call it. So I would highly suggest check that video out. It's in my playlist. I think what's that playlist called? I don't remember what the playlist is called. Sorry, but if you just look on my videos, you could search my videos. You can see it's a picture of a woman with the detox tongue, and you'll see how to eliminate detox tongue. It's just using food grade hydrogen peroxide. You want to make sure that the food grade hydrogen peroxide is diluted to about 3 or 5%, It usually comes, I think, in like 12% nowadays. So you just want to dilute it down using distilled water, because otherwise it can give you a chemical burn. Reggie said hydration is so important. Love the fruits and vegetables. Hey, for all y'all, shout out to Reg Edited. She's been on the show, and I think she's been on the show a couple times now. So she has her own YouTube channel. And one of the things I always like to point out is because she's 50, she's in the 50 plus category, and she looks amazing. So you guys, anybody who's in that age range, definitely go check out Reggie. And some of y'all younger ones who want to maintain your youthfulness, check out Reggie and some of the advice she gives. She's amazing. How do we make sun water? Just sit it out in the sun. Well, y'all know I love talking about water, so I saw that question. I gotta answer that question. Sun water is simple. The first thing you want to do is start with as pure a base of water as you can, okay? So I prefer distilled water because distilled water has nothing added in it. Some people prefer spring water. Other people seem to be okay with filtered water. I would just say, try to avoid using tap water anytime that you can, just because tap water is so bad for you. Most places in the world, tap water is bad. I would probably be willing to say it's bad everywhere in the world if it's tap water. But yeah, there's usually extra chemicals in your tap water, so do some type of filtered water or something. But I start with distilled water, and then I just put the distilled water in a clear glass jar and I set it outside in the sun. Now I use a cork for my top for the jar. You could use a cheesecloth or something like that. Try not to use anything silicone or metal, because it'll rust or it'll break down and it'll leach into the water. So that's just a little tip. And for about a gallon of water, if you're getting direct or kind of indirect sunlight, you're going to need anywhere between 4 and 1 day of daylight or sunlight. If it's cloudy, you want to leave your water out for an entire day. What I typically do is I have 3 glass jars. They're 1 gallon each. Actually, I have, I think 4, 6, 5 out there now, because we're working on a new water system in the house and we needed more water. But and I just rotate a gallon in every day and rotate a gallon out every day. So each gallon will get between 3 to 5 days of sunlight. So it's definitely ready at that point. And that's probably the easiest way to do it, to make it sustainable, because it's kind of a lifestyle thing. And then once you start drinking the sun water, especially distilled sun water, you're going to you're going to be spoiled, and you're not going to want to drink anything else. Like I drank some tap water recently, and it was just awful. Like I couldn't, I know I sound like a water snob, but I don't care. It's like, it was so nasty to me because my tongue is sensitive and I could taste all the garbage in it. So that's sun water. Okay, so if you guys have any more questions, hit me up real quick. If you want to super chat some questions now to make sure I get them, I'm only going to take a couple more questions. Let's see. Some of these, you guys are talking to each other. Someone said, dry fasting success, anyone? Check out the video I did with Justin Howell. Justin Howell was one of our members who lost 200 pounds. He started off at 405 pounds and lost 200 pounds. He utilized dry fasting for a large portion of his weight loss journey. Okay, so if you guys could just hit the like button for me, share this video out. Once again, I really appreciate the support of this community. You guys are incredible. The book is going to be releasing this summer, so be looking out for that. Cancun trip is still on. Like I said, I threw the link, and I'll put it in the description box once the video is over. Check out the shirts on Teespring. We've got a couple of new items. We've got hats. I haven't got a hat in, but I got a backpack. It's a laptop backpack, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm plugging all my items and stuff today. Journals. I got journals. fasting journals. They're 100% unique, designed and created by me. I actually put some fasting guides and things like that. It's important to document your journey as you're going through this this wellness journey. Even if it's taking, a 5-minute note every day, it's so important to document it and have that information for you to look back on. And I've talked about different exercises and various videos that you could use with journaling. So that's important, y'all. So make sure to do that, whether you use my journal or not. All you need is a piece of paper. And I do recommend writing it on paper because there's something unique and powerful about writing your goals down, creating vision boards and things of that nature. I'm going to be looking at doing some back to basics training in the next month or two. As we have an influx of people coming in who are new to the channel. So for those who need that refresher, that's coming soon. I got a couple really amazing interviews coming for you guys. Some pretty unique interviews, stuff that we haven't seen. I like to keep it fresh. And let's see. Oh, and then finally, check out the AHA Fasting Academy at ahafastingacademy.com. All right, y'all. Thanks for joining. Peace.